I look back at all the areas of my life and the gifts and talents and passions that I have and see how each step of that has really molded me into who I am today. And, a lot of people say, do you regret doing this? Do you regret doing that? Well, I mean, I regret causing harm, of course. Um, but if I had to go through it all again, because that's what the Lord used to mold me into who I am today, then let's roll. Like, I'll go through it. I don't want to go through it.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, like, the regrets that I would say that I have are more built around like stuff that I avoided doing because of like not wanting to look a certain way, or I screwed up. Like, my career path was going into the military. Like, I wanted to go like intelligence in the military. That was my whole path. I was in ROTC for like 3 years, and I really wanted to go in that direction, but like that blew up. So like, could that have derailed the path that I'm on now? More than likely, because it didn't happen. But like, at the end of the day, like, my entire life has been redeemed 1,000%. Even my felonies have been, like, I went in front of Ron Desantis just a couple years back, and he gave me a full pardon. You know what I'm saying? Like, I got a full pardon. Like, I got fast tracked to the next hearing. I didn't even have to wait the 15-year backlog. Like, the Florida cabinet invoked what they call a Rule 17. It's an exceptional merit rule. And that rule is when there's an exceptional merit case that warrants being seen immediately, and that all stemmed from me just doing the right thing. Like, all I wanted to do was pay off all my restitution. I didn't have to pay off my restitution. I mean, it's been a long time. I mean, my charges were from '99, where I caught like my big restitution charges. I didn't have to pay it off, but like, I wanted to get out from underneath that cloud, because every time you go through life, even to this day, I could say my life has been redeemed, but you know what? Inside, I still have battling. I'm still battling like the damage that I caused. I drive down a road and I see a building or a car, and I'm like, man, I remember that spot. Or I remember this, or I remember the car wash, and I remember these things. And I wanted to get out from underneath that. Like, I have a hard time sometimes forgiving myself for the damage. And so one of those things was, I'm just going to go pay the restitution off and just get out from underneath it. And I paid it off, and I met a friend of mine. Next thing you know, I got fast tracked into the Florida cabinet, in front of the Florida cabinet. And then I'm talking to Ron DeSantis, sharing, like, this is who I was, this is who I am today, this is how I got here. And they granted me a full pardon. Like, I had gun charges. You know what I'm saying? Like,
that's crazy.
So it's redeemed.
That's a blessing. Being that person, growing up that had been bullied, and for you at one point in your life, it was about just being appreciated and ultimately being liked and accepted, by the world. What would be your advice as somebody that's went through it and now you're on the other side of it, for somebody that's struggling with that, being liked, being accepted, and doing anything to please people?
Man, that's so good. Such a good question. It's so rich too. I think there's some practical stuff that one should focus on, and then the biggest thing though is that you can't even focus on the practical stuff until you focus on the identity. You have to hit the identity problem. You have to know who you are and who God created you to be, and know who you are to Christ. If you nail that, and you'll have the security in Christ to know that you can be yourself.
Yeah.
When you get that comfortability, you don't get navigated and pushed around, because the culture is going to say you got to act a certain way. The people that you're hanging out with are going to say you have to act a certain way. You have to be something, and people gravitate to these ways, and then they find their identity in this group. Or you see it now. I'm not getting into all the political stuff, but you see it in the political turmoil on both sides. There's so much division because people don't know who they are.
Yeah.
And they just have to grasp onto something. When you get the comfort of knowing who you are in Christ, it gives you that blank slate. Now, when you get that blank slate, you trust in Him to start molding you in these certain areas. And then there's practical things you do. Like, you stop going to the places that you go. You replace it with places that you should be going. You cut people out your life that are causing you. It's going to cost you some relationships. It's going to cost you some family.
Yeah.
You just got to count the cost. You start doing that. And when you cut those major things out and you replace them with the positive, now you got people around you, man, because it takes a community.
Yes, sir.
It's what we were designed for.